So this is going to be a 2-chapter review in this video, chapter 45 and chapter 46 of Choujin next. And we start off with chapter 45 and we get a demonstration on Pamela's blood and how it actually works and how it's pretty much the life support for Noob, because Noob got resurrected from the dead because of Pamela's blood, because Pamela's blood is able to resurrect people from the dead. And she was able to get that ability because we able to get a backstory on how Pamela got that power and where she came from. But before we even go deep dive into that, we continue where we left off, because after Pamela used all of her blood to actually resurrect Noob will have to cooperate with the Yamano of Mori, and Pamela broke it down to him by saying that my blood was able to resurrect you, and you have to go on ahead and cooperate and give me the answers that we need, so that way we can go on ahead and stop Zora from getting her supply of opioid, because she stated to Noob that you will continue on living because I will continue giving you my blood, because if I don't, then your body will start to rot and then you'll just pretty much end up being dead. So we see how Pamela is actually working with the Yamano of Mori, which is actually really good. And of course Noob actually tries to run away, but Seto goes on ahead and he activates his powers to make sure that Noob don't actually run away. And this chapter is actually very interesting because Seto is really being a hard teacher to Tokyo, because Seto actually knows that what they're doing with the whole sting operation normally takes more time, but he wanted to go on ahead and push Tokyo's limit because he believed that he will find something within that short amount of time. And he even told this to Arthur, and Arthur doesn't like the method that Seto is setting for Tokyo. And for some people, they will raise their eyebrows because they will think that Seto is most likely is no good, and he has that sus meter because it's going through the roof. I do believe that Seto, what he's doing is teaching Tokyo his way of a version of actually becoming the best Choujin ever. So Seto wants Tokyo to actually exceed his expectations, and Tokyo is actually doing that, because when Tokyo asks for more time, Tokyo doesn't know that this was all a setup for Seto, because Seto told Arthur like, hey, once he finds something and he asks for more time, just give it to him, because realistically we supposed to find all these evidence and everything else. This whole operation normally takes months, and the fact that I'm pushing Tokyo to the limit to find a actual lead in 2 weeks, it is just astonishing and it's amazing. And of course Arthur, he's just not liking this at all because he thinks that this is unethical. And so of course throughout this time we actually get the backstory of Pamela, and we get a better understanding on where she came from, because she came from this island and there's this ruler who had this enormous power that was able enough to extend people's life for 200 years with his blood, because his blood was so powerful, and people, they will actually use this blood to stay longer and healthier because they will not eat for so long. They will not eat for days or years. And the reason why they won't eat for days and years is because of the fact that the island that they're in actually has a high sodium, so they can't even grow anything or eat anything because of the level of sodium that's in this island. So of course throughout this whole time that the ruler Bill is there, Bill became weaker and weaker, and this is causing a whole chaos and war throughout the whole island, where people goes into the result of cannibalism because they're not actually having that precious blood that can sustain them for a longer life, and also too that they won't be hungry. So of course we see that Pamela is actually the next successor for their previous leader, and Pamela actually escaped from the island and swam for like 2 weeks, I believe, to another land, to where Tokyo is. And this is just kind of just very crazy and very interesting, because knowing that this Choujin, and it's possibly the Choujin the Choujin X from that generation was in that island for 2,000 years and was supplying his people and taking care of his people. It's just kind of really crazy. But throughout the rest of the chapter, Tokyo, he actually is going to continue on with the lead and trying to figure out, like, okay, we're going to go to this land where we actually get the opioid for Zora. And of course, Nude is going to actually navigate there. Pamela is going to help Nude stay alive because it's going to be a long time. And then he actually asks Ellie to actually tag along, which is actually really great because we haven't seen these guys where these two people actually interact with each other or actually do a mission for a long time. And they even stated in the chapter, and it was really funny because Tokyo asked Azuma about, like, hey, can I bring Ellie? And Azuma was just like, look, I'm not her owner, like, you can go ahead and ask her. And so of course, like, Ellie goes on ahead and she's just like, yeah, I'm ready, I want to go. And Tokyo's like, look, this is not a vacation. But Ellie doesn't care. Ellie's just like, I want to go on my mission with my boy because, you know, we haven't done it in a long time, so now we're back. And of course, the next chapter, we see them actually in a train, and this is kind of like more of a lighthearted kind of chapter. And of course, a lot of chaos started happening because News tried to actually escape again. And of course, he used his card abilities to actually shrink Tokyo and just try to get away from the train. And it was just very funny. And of course, Ellie, she goes on ahead and she used her Choujin powers of her, like her stealing powers, to actually trap and actually hold Nude, because the power that she used was the box Choujin, and which was very crazy because we saw that the box Choujin was in the earlier chapters of Choujin X, like chapter 17. So just imagining that Ellie actually took a sample of the box Choujin's powers and was able to use it, which was very hilarious and just very funny. But yeah, no, chapter 46 was just them going on their way to the land to actually get more details about the opioid. But of course, Noob, he's trying to escape again, and he's just causing like them a whole bunch of problems. But that's just mostly all what we have in these latest two chapters of Choujin X. So let me know down in the comment section how you guys feel about it. What's your thought process, theories, and everything else? And let me know down in the comment section. And if you guys do like the video, hit the like and subscribe button. And remember, always be decent. This is the Monotone Man, and hope you guys have a wonderful day and be safe out here. Peace.